Unfortunately for media, there is a huge distance between implying that you know something and directly addressing what you know. The weaselry of media regarding Gail Burstyn was put forward most succinctly in the sly piece of dacoity from Louis Lapham when he was at Harper's Magazine. He leered, whatever became of the president's census? Well, you can see the whole pattern of dacoity. Jimmy C. What they ignored was completely was that they were working with Migna Wen to say in a plot to say that they had the right to execute me as a token white with AIDS because I could have saved John Lennon. And they've escalated constantly towards horrifying contagions. They used bacterials on me. They poisoned me in the mouth. They released COVID. They gave me Parkinson's. They recently threatened me with asbestos. There's all sorts of horrifying things that Migna Wen one after another unleashed on me. Now, the entire time, they ignored the duplicity of the British. It completely ignored that Migna Wen's crowd all were working with John Shulman. Justin Fakar, who was a museum thief, recently busted in Smithsonian Magazine within the last couple of years, about whom I had complained and complained and complained. She was working with Tom O'Connor. That's who when she came over to my house to visit, she knew him from high school. Justin McCarty's family owned a Kaufman's post office collection sales shop, presumably. Every single time he had a chance to say, I didn't know, he would. So all of these people were known to be poachers and thieves. And they grabbed a script that they themselves wrote and said, aha, we will defend Reagan by injecting someone. And they made this whole strange fantasy story covering for Mount Desert Island. Well, the decoder of Louis Lapham's slur was put into media as the claim that they were solving it privately, which meant that they weren't warning anybody. They were letting it spread. They were lying through their teeth, and they were setting up things like Gaza. The decordery is implicit in every single malfeasance. Now we get, supposedly, it hasn't been confirmed. I can't read Hebrew, and I don't know the source. But they have on social media a picture of a man saying that Israel's prepared to fight America. Well, the only thing that is new about that is that they said it in English. Israel has been strangulating American interests, American dignities, been flooding our neighborhoods with drugs. And this is something I'm not making up. They worked with Neva Pornographic on child trafficking. They came out and brutally attacked me, kidnapped me, and used gas on me in a place called King's Estate because Claude Lanzmann has memorialized in Shoah, the film, that the concentration camp guards called the ramps to the gas chambers, the ramps to heaven, King's Heavenly Estate. So you have Migna Wen saying she's running like a Trumpy tuned beauty contest. All these bimbos. You could have had, and it was a two virgins pussy ball operation. I had some creep Christian come down and he just belabored me with stories. I tried to explain to him. He seemed to be interested in the Kennedy assassination. The Texas schoolbook script showed what the Carousel Club mindset was. He was like, oh, that's too much for me. That's too much for me. And that's their way of saying, shh, We're letting them get away with it. And Lapham says, what happens to the president's senses? What they're saying is they're making a scarecrow of the president, Jim see. And what they're doing is they're telling this stupid narrative that isn't even true. But I'm not, they say there's a dialectic. There's only two roads you can go by. You can either say that you were opposed to drugs and anti-Lenin, and therefore you're with us helping the people who killed him, and maybe you'll get away. Now you can say that you were with Lenin, in which case you deserved it. Well, the truth is that the narrative that it was cool to do drugs all came from Lenin. So they say that there's only two narratives, but that was nothing to do with me. And Lapham's like leering, what became of the president's senses is he thought he was John Lennon, man. Well, the truth is they attacked me and tortured me and brutally gassed me. And these people were Israelis from the beginning. And they went into law school. And they got away with the whole thing. And these stupid people in media think that they can hotwire a deranged lie that will travel forever through history and never be detected. Lapham's sly piece of decoitery is a fingerprint from people who knew